I've come in late, but nevertheless, we are obviously going to go for our number of videos that I promised with effect from tomorrow. I think yesterday we tried. I think yesterday we did 4, right? But we missed out onto the match day live of a session where we bring you the confirmed starting 11s of the team because I was out at Daily Monitor to do certain things, and every Saturday, you know, I'm always there to do certain things on Dembe FM. So that's the problem. But all in all, I want to let you know that we are here to tell you the player ratings, and we are obviously going to really bring you lots of things. Lots of stories are really happening around the VAR saga at Arsenal. And thank you guys for subscribing to this channel because you guys are showing me love every day that passes by. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a day. We are left with 100 subscribers to hit 18,000 subscribers. So guys, make it a point that you are part of this channel and subscribe. We thank God for the gift of life. All those that have gone ahead to church today, welcome back from church. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, and let's set the ball rolling. Let's go to the goalkeeper, David Raya. David Raya, to me, before we all go into this saga of the goal, whether VAR was right or wrong, the first person to blame was David Raya. Go ahead and obviously look at that cross that comes in through, you know, to meet Joe Wellington before he heads a ball to find Anthony Gordon, and Anthony Gordon really heads it in the back of the net. It's him that misses out onto that cross. You know, how can a cross come into your 6 years box area when you're not even tampered by any player and you miss out on it? Go watch that very well. He's the problem. He's the orchestrator of all the troubles that Arsenal is in right now. And I tell you, against Man City, a cross was brought in by Vadio. I think Vadio all Phil Foden like that. And guess what happened? This same gentleman found himself in a position of missing out onto that cross. And to Arsenal's luck, even what's the name of the guy? Even Erling Haaland couldn't obviously meet and hit it in the back of the net. But he was really responsible for that cross. Because you cannot tell him that that cross was not so high. How could he miss it out on with his hands? So to me, I'm giving him a 5 out of 10. I think he's the cause of everything that Arsenal is in right now. This debate, Arsenal putting out a statement that I'm going to obviously come in and obviously reveal to you in the next 1 hour to come. It's because of this gentleman. So this gentleman is making the team of Arsenal suffer. Let's all agree on this. He's the reason that Arsenal is suffering. Let no one come here and obviously defend David Raya. You know? That means that when the team needs him best, he might not be available. You know, when he's exposed to attacks and attacks and attacks, he might really be the cause of the goals going in the back of Arsenal. That is it. But I'm giving him a 5 out of 10. We go to Benjamin White. I'm going to blame him a little bit because Jorginho tells him, go and mark out onto the former Arsenal player. That is, what's his name? That Arsenal guy that really crossed from Arsenal to Newcastle. I mistake him to be Willock, but they're having they're having the same name. So let me get his name right here. Joe Willock. So Willock Jorginho was telling Ben White to go obviously and close down on Joe Willock before he obviously flopped that ball to find Joe Wellington on the back post. And guess what happened? This guy was not moving an inch. You know? He was not moving an inch. That is it. So Ben White, he gets a 5.5 out of 10 for me. Because if he had closed down that man, Joe Willock wouldn't have gone ahead to get all that time to obviously find that ball to Joe Wellington, who heads it and it finds Anthony Gordon, and Anthony Gordon nets it in the back of the net. No way that happened. So 5.5 out of 10. Tomiyasu, for me, he gets a 7. Guys, he played as a left back for like 70 minutes. Then when Ben White was taken off and Zinchenko came on through, Tomiyasu closed down onto the right back. And I think sometimes Arteta should really get to know that Ben White needs to be rested. As he's resting this man, let even Ben White get rested. I think Ben White sometimes he's tired. I know he never went for the World Cup and he rested during the World Cup. Sorry, he went to the World Cup and never played any game. And he had a good rest. But I believe having made his 100th appearance for Arsenal yesterday alongside Nketiah, it's not good news for him because I see him in the recent games as a tired person, so he should obviously do the needful and bench him a little bit. So let's go to Tomiyasu. I was talking about Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu really deserves a 7 out of 10 for me. He really did great. On the left back, he was nice, and on the right back, he was really magnificent. And I go ahead to give him a 7 out of 10. But I think Arteta will best balance his back line, all his fullbacks, when Julian Timber really returns, you know? When Julian Timber really returns. In that game, Arteta would have gone ahead to obviously make what we call drastic changes. That would have gone ahead to obviously take Arsenal to where they deserve to be in the attacking areas of the pitch if I told Julian Timber was really available. When you get Julian Timber, right, deploy him onto the right back and Zinchenko on the left back, that is obviously applying to inverted left backs to obviously surge the midfield and the final third of the pitch because they are all good on the ball and they can create magic from those sides and see to it that you get delivery. But you see to it that Arsenal lacked what we call wide penetrative ideas yesterday. That is it. When you look at Gabriel Martinelli, he couldn't penetrate. Bukayo Saka couldn't penetrate. And in such scenarios, you need a player like Zinchenko and Julian Timber. And you all agree with me that when Zinchenko came on the field of play, you saw to it that Arsenal was really doing some good penetrative intentions, right? Onto the left side of the pitch. You all agree with me. And his passing was really elite. Now, if at all Arsenal had the same player in Julian Timber on the right, magic would have gone ahead to form itself because sometimes these forwards can obviously get tight marked. But people who have a lot of time on the ball are these people like the left back and the wing and the left back and the right back. And if I told you having Julian Timber and which guy? Julian Timber and Zinchenko all goes in the favor of Arsenal. So I've given Tomiyasu a 7. Let's go to Gabriel Magalhaes, 6.5 out of 10. I think he did well, and he was pushed in that. For that goal, he was really pushed. He put up a very solid defending, and for that goal, it's a push. It's a push. That is it. And it's very, very nasty to see to it that such calls are the ones really determining big games like this. I was happy with all the Arsenal accounts that don't support Arsenal when that goal, when a penalty was given to Man United, when Arsenal was playing against Manchester City. I was really happy with how Arsenal fans came out, Arsenal accounts on X came out and obviously ridiculed what had happened, you know? And that's why you saw to it that even yesterday, all United X accounts, like for the fans, were really ridiculing this act of VAR. And the entire football fraternity should come out and ridicule it because if they don't, things won't go on as planned. Now, after that, let's go to Saliba. I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. I think Saliba has gone ahead to prove that he's now world class. You know, when you do the same things again and again, when you're a good player, consistency puts you to the world class. That is it. He's a world class guy. And trust me, he's the best right-footed center back in the Premier League. No one comes close. Not Christian Romero, not Rafael Varane. For Rafael Varane and Thiago Silva, you will obviously agree because they have more experience than him and they can obviously offer a better game. But trust me, if you're to talk about the future of the best right back in the world, this is the guy, and it's William Saliba. And I think the French manager has to find a solution on how he's going to really take this man to where he deserves to be by getting him to the starting 11 of France. So wait and see in the international break whether William Saliba is obviously going to be part of the starting 11 of the French national team. Then we obviously go to Jorginho, I'm giving him a 6.5 out of 10. I think had what to do. You know, he did all what he had to do, passing those balls, being press resistant, and everything that a captain leading a team should do. Because for him, his role is not to create a chance. His role is to get that ball, give it to Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, or distribute it to Bukayo Saka on the right or Martinelli on the left. He did all what he had to do, and I give him a 6.5 out of 10. I've seen people coming out and really criticizing him, but I don't find it sane. He did his job. He did his job. You know, for him, what he does, he gets that ball and gives it to the people responsible, connecting the midfield to the attack. That's what he does. Declan Rice, to me, he was one of the best players on the field of play. And those 20 minutes, you know, those 20 minutes when Jorginho was off, and they brought on Trossard, they brought on Fabio Vieira, I think really showed why he's a 105 million pound player. You know, the way he was playing that single pivot was really amazing. Running to the final third and retreating back to do the coverage when Newcastle is obviously trying to get Arsenal onto the break, and the way he tracked back was really insane. And guys, I think I've not given Declan Rice time at West Ham. All he is playing in a better team that is having a better quality that helps him express what he's all about. Guys, this is what the guy is all about. The guy is super good. He's super good. I admit Declan Rice is super good and he is really doing things that I had not seen him do in the game of football. And I remember very many people were saying, even Robbie of AFTV, that if Arsenal sign Declan Rice, he's obviously going to become a good player. He's going to become more and more and more better, and Arteta is going to improve him. And it said Arteta sat him down and really told him how he's going to make him look good. And obviously, that's what Mikel Arteta is doing for this lad, and is making him better and better a player at Arsenal. I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. That is it. You know, sometimes you might lose a game, but there are certain players that really stand out, and that is all based on his consistency. Declan Rice, I think one of the games he had that was worst before he scored that goal was against Manchester United. He never featured a lot in that game, but he went ahead to score the winning goal for Arsenal, and that really made him have a better game because the end justifies the means. So an 8 for Declan Rice. I go to Kai Havertz, who came in for Odegaard. I think one of the points that Arsenal fans are really missing out, especially those who go ahead and obviously call out this guy, are this guy is improving. Every game, I see him becoming a much better player than you guys are really thinking. He's really doing the needful. He's running left, right, and center, and is obviously doing what he's having to do as a player. So to me, I see him as one of player who has gone ahead to obviously turn around things, and I respect him, and is getting a 6 out of 10 for me. He had some good drives in the game, but the problem he's facing is Eddie Nketiah is not good at making runs, you know, making runs like to create space for himself to see to it that he finds that pass. And that's why you see to it that even Odegaard finds it hard to play when Eddie Nketiah is leading the line. That's why Jesus' mobility helps you, because Jesus will move from the mouth of the goal and makes a run that is obviously going to create space for Martin Odegaard, either to shoot at goal or to really find a pass for a player, you know. But for Nketiah, I think his intensity and work rate are increasing, but he's obviously not doing that. So I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. That is Kai Havertz. We go to Saka. In the entire game, had nothing to do. Giving him a 6.5 out of 10, because when I say he deserves a 6, people will say you have an agenda on him. But I don't have an agenda on him. I love the player, but he never showed up. Martinelli, 6.5 also. He tried to obviously make things happen, but nothing really happened. Nothing really came from his side that was really positive. Then Eddie Nketiah, 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Don't remember him really being a threat into that final third of Newcastle. Then the substitutes included Zinchenko. He changed the game. if you all agree with me, Zinchenko changed the game and really brought in lots and lots of attributes that none of those players at Arsenal were really having. And I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. We go to Leandro Trossard. He gets a 6.5 out of 10 from me because, guys, when he was playing central in the central midfield, magic was happening. And this is why I call in for Mikel Arteta to try out Leandro Trossard maybe sometimes into the central midfield, you know, because him and Fabio Vieira really looked great. The passing was really elite, you know. He got some good shots. The way he was releasing his fellow players, his composure in the middle of the park was really vintage. That is it. So I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. Fabio Vieira too, 7 out of 10. These 3 players that I've gone ahead to come in and substitute in this game really did wonders. That's why they're all getting a 7 out of 10, because I really liked their intent to obviously do that. But the problem was they lacked a person who is making runs to see to it that they penetrate, you know, into that final third of the pitch. We go to Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta, 6.5 out of 10. His tactics are really improving. His substitutes are really top notch. Although sometimes I believe it takes long to obviously make substitutions, because in that game, I think he would have gone ahead to take off Jorginho early enough to add another attacking midfielder who would have gone ahead to make things happen in that midfield, and that would have been Fabio Vieira. That is it. If you have Fabio Vieira into that midfield, then everything is really better in the attacking phase of Arsenal. My man of the match, Declan Rice. No doubts about that. And go into the comment section and tell me who your man of the match was and what are your player ratings for each player. Because David Raya for me was the worst player in the field of play, having misread that cross that resulted into that controversial goal that Newcastle really got. I sign out for now. May the living to God bless you abundantly. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, and those that believe in the gods. It's your right, but they are all under the divine supervision of the Holy Spirit. I'm out.